I've competed in Ironman, I've run multiple marathons, I've cycled 200 miles in a day, multiple triathlons, but this is the hardest thing that I've ever done. So you're going to see an insight into my family, my training, my different lifestyle factors, building up into my first ever show. So let's get into it. Is that oat water?
You didn't really fulfill hunger.
So I'm sat there unhappy about the state of me. Got a massive bowl of like oat water, just oats and water near enough, like mildly sweet. Run out of me just in time for needing to get a sick pump on for camera. Ran out. It's absolutely quality that.
You ran out?
So I've got.
You should have asked me to box them up. Right, there it is.
Fortunately, that come today. I've had that before. Otherwise, I was going to have a black coffee and then a pre. That'd have been messy.
Yeah,
that
would have turned to training chest and legs.
Trying to keep it around 11:30. But since I've been back, been a proper struggle. Like
Like trying to just not think about it, but you're too hungry, so you have to.
Yeah, it's weird. I must have overestimated my food and underestimated how much output I've done while I've been away. Because I've come home, I've gone away genuinely okay, like managing, no problem. Gone away, up and down energy while I've been away, come back and I've been in a hole. Like the day I come back was probably the worst day I've had. The prep has been genuinely okay for the majority. So I went away for a week's family holiday. Well, it's a week today since I've been back, and it was the hardest week of the entire prep. But on the back of that, kind of struggled from an energy balance point of view. So it's to realign. So the week was a week family holiday, all-inclusive holiday, where things were kind of out of my control, or certain elements were out of my control, but managing as many factors as possible. So probably over-exerted and under-consumed as a result of that. But just starting to realign that balance in now. So probably in the last 2-3 weeks has been the struggle. And I'm guessing into the last week will be a bit of a struggle, but through the entire process, genuinely, I've had a routine and structure that I've consistently hit. My macros didn't really change too much on the basis of the fact that the results kept coming. Doing it consistently, hitting the same pattern day in, day out, fasting to a certain time, last meal at a certain time, wake up at a certain time, bed at a certain time. All the non-sexy factors that we talk about quite a lot, making those absolute fundamentals, they're the reason why I kept progressing and why it's felt so much easier, because you can recover better. So
I definitely need to get a microwave. I need to get some microphones and a microwave.
I've got, you know, the cappuccino spoons?
Yeah.
Or is it the latte spoons? They're about that long, but little teaspoon.
Oh, dessert spoon.
Yeah, but there it is.
Love it. Takes you about half an hour to eat.
You don't need to go anywhere, you lads, do you? No? Take me about 3 hours to eat this. I enjoy every drop.
You know, grate some dark chocolate over it. About 3 grams.
3 grams.
You're down a treat.
There's dark chocolate in it.
Is it?
Makes it taste chocolatey.
Yeah.
It's chucked in with Greek yogurt, but you put the flavour drops from my protein on with that and different berries, and then you mix this nut butter in or something like that. I mean, honestly, it's the best thing. You don't even need Nutella. You don't need that. She came in day after and she was like, it tastes like absolute dog shit. That's absolutely horrible.
Like licking a curb.
Yeah, honestly, I was at the end of a class and I was going, try it. Honestly, you won't go wrong. You'll be absolutely buzzing and you'll have it forever. She came in and said, I'll never eat that ever again. Absolutely horrible.
You know, you're in a hole when you've got some broccoli in front of you and it tastes amazing.
Hey, there's nothing. Charred broccoli, number one. Telling you.
At this moment in time.
Regardless, no.
Nando's will taste unreal.
Get some garlic on some charred broccoli, a bit of pink salt, absolutely spot on. Hi.
We'd have gone, no, you can't run. And then if you want a runner, yeah, well, you need to do this. But really, it's all of this, isn't it? It's everything.
I say it like, so I had a lad who did, he knocked like an hour and a half off his Ironman. I had a lad who did like later than 50, it's 50 miles over mountains and shit. And it's like, they're telling me the training programs that they've got before they started me. I was like, what nutrition do they supply with? What nutrition do they guide you with? And oh no. So well, that training is absolutely irrelevant.
Yep.
Because it's all right saying go out for a 15-mile bike, 15-mile run. But how? How are you supposed to feel for that? How are you supposed to run with that? What's your hydration like? And what electrolytes taking in at what time? If you're not periodizing your nutrition alongside your training, and the training program becomes irrelevant.
Yeah.
So it's like that's what I want. Not necessarily going in balls deep into the training side. I'm going right. Okay, so periodic training and pyramid training. So you taper off there, and this is the volume that you get, gradually increasing volume. It's well, you don't need to build your marathon run up to 23 miles, 22 miles.
You need to build your nutrition up.
You need to build your ability to utilise your fuel and electrolytes and water and being able to fuel yourself the right way in relation to that training. So that if you constantly taking on board what you need, you build your endurance, strength and cardiovascular fitness as you go, then effectively that fuel and being able to manage your nutrition accordingly, regardless of whether it's mile 2. We know it's not just as cut and dry as this, but effectively, whether it's mile 20, you've got the same protocol. The levels of hydration goes up, fatigue increases, you manage your paces, so you set out your pace and structure. You do it that way, you're sorted. In terms of how it's impacting upon my family, I would say, overall, nowhere near as much as I thought it was going to do, on the basis of the fact that I think when I've done 4 shoot preps in the past, I've done like a 19, 20-week diet in the past, and because it was new, like the feeling of being low energy and lethargic and everything in between, it was brand new, so I didn't know what to expect, so feeling like crap was like a random event. I've always had energy, so to go into the point where you're struggling to move it one foot in front of the other, it's a big ask, especially with a young family. So coming into this one, I made a conscious effort and a point of prioritising time with my little one. So I've got, obviously, Jessica, she's 1. So making sure I prioritise time to them also means that it helped with the routine. So that I made sure I had to get my cardio in first thing in the morning before they woke up. It meant that I had to train at that time, knowing that they was in school or they had childcare set. So then I could dedicate pure time to the family and the kids. My wife will definitely tell you the opposite. Sarah will definitely tell you that mood-wise, energy-wise, it's up and down. It naturally is. Energy levels up and down and mindset up and down. It definitely plays its part. But on the whole, I would say I've handled this one better because I've got that bit more experience in terms of the dieting phase. Okay, so the carbs pre-workout, obviously the aim, especially at the back end of prep, is to make sure that you can manage performance. Putting a good source of carbs and protein in there is definitely going to maximise that performance, make sure you've got the fuel to train. Creatine and amino acids are going to make sure that you can support muscle breakdown when in your training, especially at the back end of prep. This pump formula is non-essential, but again, when you're struggling for pumps because food is low, then this is going to make you feel like you're about 6 stone heavier than you actually should be. So if anyone else was looking at doing this kind of thing, anyone with a small family, big family, anyone who's career driven, it can be done. 100% can be done, but it's establishing them patterns. So first thing first, make sure you have your partner on board. So if you're married or if you've got another partner, then making sure that they're on board with you, they know the expectations, they know it's going to be rough at times in terms of energy, and knowing that time's going to be spent away from the family at certain points. You're not going to wake up every morning with your kids knowing that you're not going to go to bed every night with your kids or they're going to be there. It is tough, and you outlay those expectations first. If you're on board with that and you know that, then everything in relation to that falls into place. So first off, make sure your other half or the other half of your household are aware and on board with it. Secondly, creating that pattern that you can consistently do. So making sure that you day to day know that you start work at 9 or start work at 8. Whatever you start your work time, then you know that's where your session is. That's where you prep your nutrition. All that's laid out so that you've got the good formula in there. And then last thing, probably the most important thing is the mindset aspect, is knowing it's going to be very, very, very difficult. The difficult nature of the physical side, for most people who go into this kind of thing, is acceptable. They can do that. They can physically commit to restricting food or training hard or doing steps or doing cardio. The psychological side is the one that is unexpected and the one that will always require more effort and attention, because that's the one where you need to be strong-minded, you need to be strong-willed, you need to make sure that you know that you're doing it for the right reasons. Like my reason, I'm doing it for internally 100%, on the basis of the fact that, like I said, I've never been physique-orientated myself personally. So proving that I can get to stage quality is an absolute win. So regardless of when I look back, I'm now competitive and want to win, but now when I get through this and I look back, I'll know that I've done everything I can within my power. Okay, so the dumbbell lateral raise is used as like a primer, so it can be used to warm all the shoulder joints up. At this moment in time, the back end of prep, we're going on 1 rep in reserve. It will get to 2 with a couple more days time. We're leaving 1 rep in the tank at the moment, so probably not failure, but not too far away.
Wake up in the morning, cut the TV on and see niggas lying again. Put you in the coffin, slap you in your office, then leave with all of your pins. I ain't giving nothing back, loyal to the pad, pennies being dropped, money getting stashed, snakes in the grass, too many rats, shit is up and down, it's hard being black.
Okay, so times like this is massively, massively beneficial. Training partner, everything. Those last reps, I'm not going to say you're not going to get them if you've not got someone there, but having that person there, that extra little bit, that extra half a bit of reps, that's where them differences are made. Keeping all them reps is how you retain onto that muscle. So having that person there is the absolute biggest thing in this back end of prep, always.
I'm at the top of my game, it's only Christ to blame. We know the reason you came, diamonds and dollars and chains.
Okay, so dumbbell press. It's a different exercise to what I would normally do. Normally do a cable press to replicate the work through your chest and shoulders to create that little bit of instability. For the press up position, working all through the same work through your chest, same work through your shoulders. We're in a different gym today, so not quite got the same kit, but this definitely replicates the exercise the same way.
This gon' go, he made a way, let's toast some more. None left to say, go call my bros. We tapping in, we speaking code. Who got the wheels, let's hit the road. That's made the key like we play roles. This ain't for show, that must be joke. I made the wish, no I'm gon' blow. Like what's on my wrist? I got the rock like Chris, yeah. Please don't get me pissed, yeah. I talk with my fist, wait. I had to move that chip, wait. I had to see like Crip, yeah. I had to get through drip, yeah. God had to steer my whip, and this.
Okay, so post-workout, big session in the gym. Obviously on refeed day at this moment in time, so carbohydrates are a little bit higher. Needed, very much so. So we're 9 days out. Got a good few days of low, high-fat days, but very low calorie, pushing on into the show. Then we've got peak week. So big emphasis on recovery over this next few days. Very, very tough, very drained at the moment. I said earlier that despite obviously the high calories, it feels like I'm actually on lower calories and I'm taking more hits coming down, but it's nature of the beast. Tough sessions, got a couple of sessions, a couple of non-training day lows coming up, which will be tough, but that's what we're here for, that's what we're doing it for. So big push over this next few days, and that'll be us. If you enjoyed the video, please like and share the video. We've got a big episode coming up next. Keep your eyes peeled for that. We'll go on to it again.